Good evening, everyone. It is Sunday evening, the 26th of April, 2020. I'm having a look at commodities. I'm going to start off with gold. It's gold. Last week was some of my most profitable trades. Obviously, whatever was able to be taken out of oil before that got shut down, but just having a look at gold. So overall, looking very nice on that monthly trend, having broken out of this sort of indecisive period, starting to push on upwards. I do anticipate some reaction at the 1800 level, even though we highlight because of this, obviously this reaction here historically, even going back there to 2011 and finishing in 2012, I do anticipate a reaction to that, and that's really keeping an eye on this level up here. So in the early part of this week, I'll be looking, there's some temporary resistance at the moment. I'll be looking for entry opportunities, ideally on probably the 30 minutes or 1 hour time frame. So price breakthrough, pull back if we get some really nice opportunities, testing this level of resistance for support, and then looking to take profit ahead of that, closer to 1795, and or ideally trading my stop and then seeing if we can break through that level and head towards 1900. So for the time being, most of this looking really nice. Weekly is not really that far away, not too overextended at this point in time, mostly disregarding the previous week's rejection candle. Again, we're still at this level of resistance. I need to keep an eye on that. So I'm not really looking for any opportunities until I see price actually break up to this level again, come back and then retest it. In the meantime, of course, it's possible that if gold struggles, it'll start to head lower and break the lows and then be kind of no trade, no harm, no foul. But yeah, generally speaking, it's really looking mostly nice and healthy and bullish. And silver is an interesting one as well, because silver has not been as bullish. And of course, on this weekly time frame, price has been coming back, and even on that monthly basis, it's been looking almost more bearish than anything else, trying to find some strong support towards 14. And so we broke a little bit lower here, and there was this potential for looking for trades to the downside. So for me to do that, I'd like to see it break this low here, and then 1453, come back to retest this level for resistance, and then potentially looking to short it. Alternatively, I'll be looking for price to break these highs here, which then sits us at 1584, come back, find support, and then I'll be looking for longs on that. And so that's just because gold is looking bullish, and the price action here, although we broke the low, it's a relatively nice bullish candle. And copper as well. Copper is now officially on my watch list. There is a potential breakout that I'm looking at for this flat level at 2.35, looking to see that head high. Last week's candle, nice and bullish, but we are absolutely technically in a downtrend, and also in the monthly. So monthly basis, weekly basis, absolutely downtrending, and so I can see the conflict there. I'll be looking to see really only if we do break that high and start to head up higher on that. And again, that would be if overall the entire kind of precious metals market started to get very bullish. Going through to platinum, a lot of indecision here, a bit of a bullish tail there, then a bit of a bearish rejection there. So there's mixed signals here. Same thing again as sitting at a key level, having produced a week before last, slight rejection, then a bearish indecisive candle. So there's a lot of conflict here really, and of course a longer term sort of move to the downside. Overall, this is probably the least attractive to me, but once we start to break these highs or break these lows, then there may well be opportunities in either direction. It's really just waiting for the market to decide which way it ultimately wants to go. So that one's a wait and see. Silver for me looking like it has some potential. Gold still liking the idea of that long, with the idea that it could of course struggle to get through that resistance level. Then having a look at palladium, looking quite bearish here on the daily. And that part of that being, of course, is that it's still effectively kind of recovering from this big correction, trying to decide what it wants to do. So in this case, what I'll be looking for is a break above these highs here and starting to see it go towards 2.255 and producing an uptrend on the 4 hourly, getting past that before I start to look for long opportunities. In the meantime, if it does find some resistance here, which is close to the 2050 mark or 2075 mark, there may be shorting opportunities similar to silver. So both palladium and silver have that potential, but the longer term trend does still seem nice and bullish. Then of course, what we had of course with oil futures kind of going negative, and then a lot of the brokers, retail brokers, shutting down effectively trading of oil. There's no real easy tradable opportunities at this point in time. So I'm going to go straight through to Bitcoin, but just commenting. Actually, I might as well go back and comment on it. For the most part, just a very nice bearish downtrend. This, if my brokers are able to trade it, it's very nice. A lot of opportunities, technically speaking. Fundamentally, it's one of those rare situations like hen's teeth where there was pretty much a sure thing, as close as you could get to a sure thing in trading, just to know that the market was going to head low. So then having a look at Bitcoin principally looking pretty nice and bullish on the daily, and at lower time frames, again, 15-minute, 30-minute, 1-hour pullbacks to test recent resistance, finding bullish setups there and looking to go long. That's looking nice and bullish. No clear trend on the weekly, and on the monthly, although we technically have a downtrend of lower highs and lower lows, it does seem to have found some support and currently is looking much more bullish than bearish within that downtrend. And so on the daily, that's really what I'll be looking for. Should price kind of fall back through this level of support without being able to hold above it and drop below that, then it's potentially that's because of that sort of overall bearish momentum coming back in. But generally speaking, if it can find some support to make another move to the upside, that looks pretty good. And the price action itself looks quite nice and clean and nice and bullish. Ethereum the same. Actually, of the two, I still prefer Ethereum in terms of the quality of its trend, looking nice and bullish, and again finding some strong support there at 119.18, and that monthly still looking nice and range bound off that level of support. So daily looking has a stronger uptrend in isolation, and compared to the two, if I can compare Ethereum against Bitcoin, I can see it actually looks quite keen for a breakout here. And so that could unfold should Ethereum head higher and its trend is slightly strong. Its price action is a bit stronger, more bullish than Bitcoin's. And so that's indicating a potential breakout to head higher. So that's really just me using one to decide which one I would trade over the other. And it's still leaning towards Ethereum for technical trading.